Hello friends, this is Odds, and it's time again to analyze footage from our viewers. 3 lovely killers from my audience have sent me their gameplay, and we have a lot to learn. We have a Dracula that unfortunately made the 2 most common big mistakes that I see killers make. We have a Dredge with a really solid Hex build that he did not use very well. We're gonna get to understand why. And we're gonna be starting with this Springtrap, who is possibly the most unfortunate of the 3, because I genuinely think he started losing the game before he even started moving. His build was the problem. We'll analyze why. Let's get into it. It's time to watch a game from a viewer. It has about 1,500 hours, about a third of that on killer. This is one of the best types of people to watch because they understand the game very well. They know all of the basics. They don't make any of the silly mistakes that make you roll your head, roll your eyes backwards, but they still make subtle mistakes normally at these hours that we can learn a lot from. Thank you for all the subbies, guys. Let's see what their build is like. They're playing Springtrap with a fancy skin on the new map, which there's a lot to learn on. Right, so they do have one thing that makes our job a little bit harder. They have a skin pack, but they were very kind to point out that it's nowhere to hide. It's a fairly synergistic build, right? We have an add-on that is going to make us stealthier for longer when we come out of doors. Then we have Lethal Pursuer, so we see where everyone is. We can start using doors immediately. We don't know. They're really, really close, so I don't know if it's even a good idea. Then we have an add-on that's going to tell us which gens are being done based on the intensity of the gens. And I think this was before this add-on was nerfed. So this add-on now has a downside where it removes your stealth. Now I think in this game, he will not have that downside. And in fact, he has the add-on to make the stealth bigger. And then he has a gen kicking perk. After a hook, pop goes the weasel. You do more damage and then nowhere to hide. You see the people around you. Because he has Lethal Pursuer, he's going to see them for longer. And from further, if he walks around. And the gen regresses a bit faster as well with Call of Brine at the top. Super simple build. Can't really go wrong. Notably absent is any kind of like chase perk. We'll see if that hurts us. So we see everyone at the start and we decide to use a door. There's a chance they could be messing with the doors. Yeah, and you could grab one. I don't think this is a bad play necessarily. Yeah, as you can see, he has a long stealth. This does not happen anymore with these add-ons. But just so you know, this is from back in the day when he was still not nerfed. Amazing. This would have been all right. I'm not gonna say this is a mistake, but let me tell you a little trick if you use Lethal Pursuer that you can start thinking about, and maybe you haven't thought about at all. Let's watch this in slow-mo, okay? What do you notice about this group of survivors right now? What do you notice? This girl, which I think is Kate, based on the outline, is running. This boy, which I think is Nicholas, based on the outline, is running. This girl, probably Nia, based on elimination, is running. This girl is walking. She's walking. Why do survivors walk at the start of the game? Well, if you're a complete beginner, because they're stupid and they're scared. But if you're not, and this person's not a complete beginner, and presumably their opponents are pretty average or even higher average, they have sprint bursts. 100%. So it would have been really nice to maybe go for the one person that's not going to immediately sprint burst. Now, we did have a second chance to M1 them, right? But what happened, we're going to explain in a second. So let's speed it up. He decides to go through here. Maybe he didn't have to, but that's fine. He knows there's a survivor around. Honestly, did a really good job finding them. And here we had, let's go back a couple frames. We had the opportunity to hit them with a basic attack. Now, if you had been extremely perceptive, you would have realized, okay, this girl probably has sprint burst, so you would have basic attack. But you weren't, and honestly, I wasn't either. I didn't even notice, right? And I would have always pulled out my hatchet. Why do you pull out your hatchet? Similar to hunters, right? If you M1, they make a lot of distance. But if you M2, they don't make as much distance, and maybe the follow-up is easier. So, yeah, she uses her sprint burst really well here. This was a bit of a wasted opportunity, but that's fine. This is an M1, 100%. Take it, very good. In my opinion, the correct play here is to let her, like, you might have noticed that she has a medkit. Am I right about that? She has a medkit, right? Let's go back just 5 seconds. She has a medkit. There's a really good chance that if you let this person be, she's going to start healing, waste one of her medkit charges if she has 1 or 2. Now it's either done or close to being done. And you know where the other 3 survivors run. I would go and disrupt them. When you go into a door, you're going to see which gen they're on, even if you don't already, but you know they're towards your right a little bit, right? They're like behind you, kind of. So I would leave her right now. Let's see what the killer decides to do. They don't reclaim axe. Very good. If you reclaim the axe right now, you're not going to be able to throw it. You're too far, and it would slow you down. So good job not reclaiming axe. You're going to reclaim it when it makes sense a little bit later. Oh, you actually run into someone else? This is hard. This is really hard. Oh my god, nice shot! Really nice shot! Okay. Really nice shot. Okay, axe reclaim here. Very good. Oh my god, great zoning! Oh, okay, so that was a simple mess up. They could have aimed a bit better, but the plays here were really, really good. It's easy to miss, but... Right, so big mistake that could have happened here, and I'm so happy that it didn't happen. You could have leaned towards the left side, you know, trying to be like a little lap dog chasing after her and waiting, please, survivor, drop the pallet so I can hit you with my axe. And then the survivor runs past you and then make it to a corner and then you're an idiot, right? So really good job. You didn't do that. You instead went on the right side so that if she keeps running, you possibly hit her. If she goes back, it's 100% a hit. But it's only 100% if you... You maybe needed to be a bit more patient there, but like that just missed by a bit. It happens, but that was the right play. You put yourself in a situation where unfortunately you didn't get the hit, but you got there in the first place. So that's good. That's good. So far, really good gameplay. The obvious problem here is that we have one survivor, the Nia, that's maybe doing a gen towards your left, somewhere over there, and we're not really stopping her. And we're not really using any of her perks or anything, but that's okay. If this is a hit and then you go back and then you find someone, that's great. For this playstyle, obviously you'd be better off with info perks, but like nurses or whatever, but we'll see. No! That's all right. Here, okay. So let's forget about our killer. Let's look at the Kate, right? The Kate makes a big mistake here, right? This palette is really hard to play on its own. Like, it's really, really hard, but she made it even harder. Because she went, you see this little table? This table is 1 meter long on both sides. Like, normally pallets have a longer side and a shorter side. And the idea is that if you run the shorter side, the killer can just be like a little crap. You go to the right, he fakes you out, and then he hits you. There's basically virtually nothing you can do here to avoid a hit. Even if the killer has a bigger hitbox, they lunge, and then they hit you. So you need to play the longer side as a survivor, right? So staying here as a survivor is absolutely suicidal. And one thing that you could do, and ironically, if you take possession of the pallet, right? So right here, she's already making the mistake. But what could happen is that maybe you try to go on the pallet and she somehow makes it around and stuns you. So first we take possession of the pallet by being on the pallet and preventing her from reaching it. Let's do that. We did. But before you launch, notice that your axe literally just got back. If we go back a few frames, the axe literally just got enabled. Here, it would have been a good idea to pretend you're gonna M1, get your axe back. She's gonna try to crouch and do some stupid thing. You're gonna hit it, and then the follow-up can be easier. So far, you have hit one axe and like 3 M1s, I think. Or something like that. Or two M1s. Not bad though. This is really good. Let's see what she does. Does she run the window in this main building? She does not, so that's great. You could have waited a little bit for that. Oh! Okay, dude. That's just really unlucky, man. That's just really unlucky. That's the second time if you landed that axe, it could have been super impactful. I hear a gem behind us. This chase is taking long. The 2 survivors that we injured earlier are already healthy. Amazing hit. Amazing hit. I would normally, like, break this pallet, but I understand we must be so desperate to get a pop. Quick recap. We have 2 survivors on this gen. If it doesn't pop, I would go to the gen and pop it. Pop is the perk that gives you a big boost of damage when you hook a survivor shortly after on your next generator kick. So I would go there and pop that one. But if that gem pops before you get there, and it might, then you need to go to the other one we heard earlier. The one that we heard on the... Oh, yeah, I think that's the one that got done. No, this is the one that Nia was doing. Okay. Go to that gen right now. Very good. Very good. This is not going to be wasted. Amazing. Oh, is it amazing? Yes, amazing. Great pop value. The more progress on a gen, the more a pop is valuable. And nowhere to hide is going to trigger. So now we need to look around ourselves to find the survivor nearby. And we do! Alright, chat. What happened here is a case of depth perception mistake, and it can happen. The killer thought he was behind the pallet, and it made a lot of sense. I thought so too. I thought so too. But I think at this point, you should have realized that this was not right and you should have stopped. It's a shame, man. It's a shame. I would say, though, that one of the nicest things that you can do that will begin to set you apart from other killers at your level of experience, whenever you have a perk, do not make it obvious, right? Say that you have Undying, which reveals people around totems. Say that you have nowhere to hide, like this killer does, and you see a survivor hiding somewhere. Do not, after triggering the perk, go in a straight line to the survivor. Do not do it. Like, look around a little bit. Even if you know they're there, look around a little bit. Not enough to lose them. I've done that sometimes. But look around like, oh, where's the survivors? Where's the survivors? If you kick a gen and then you, like a Terminator, go into a survivor's location, they immediately will realize at the higher levels that you have this perk, and then they're going to start playing around it for the rest of the match. The longer they don't know what perk you have, the better. So I would have maybe made it a little bit less obvious. And if you, okay, this is, it's a lot, and I mean a lot of nitpicking, okay? But if you had pushed him from the left side, he would never reach Shaq, which Shaq can be a bit of a problem because it's still up, right? So you could have pushed him from that side instead. But I mean, you thought you were going to get a free hit, so I might have done exactly the same thing, you know? I have the break this pallet, nice. Was that life? Let's watch that again. You know, hindsight. Yeah, that's life. Let's remember. Chat, we know 2 perks on the survivor side, okay? We know Spring Burst on Lara. We know Life on Nicholas. Oh, that gen's nearly done. We see by the color. This must be Lara. Shield Spring Burst. You know she's got Spring Burst, man. You need to be patient. I think she just left straight up. She just straight up left. No, yeah. You need to remember. No scratch mark. She's right behind you. Oh. She is hiding in the edge of the map. Oh, never mind. She actually started walking this way. Impressive place by her. Very nasty hit on her. Well done. You saw the axe briefly? No. Don't get distracted. Don't get distracted. Oh, I mean, this is not a bad play. You're going to see Lara. The only thing is that Alright, chat. I don't think it is the case. But whenever you're seeing a survivor's aura, and they seemingly play around you really well, as if they are a cheater, as if they have wall hacks, check if they're the obsession. If they are the obsession, and Lara is the obsession, there is a small but not zero chance that they have a rare perk called Object of Obsession. If they have the perk Object of Obsession, this Lara sees you every time you see her. And that would explain why at the start of the game she played so carefully. Why did she drop a pallet? My question is, why did she drop a pallet and then vault back? And I think it could be Object. Missed by an inch. That's sad, but it happens. Oh, they're hitting skill checks there. Okay, you're gonna go to the gate that's right next to that gen. That's wonderful. Unfortunately, they get a bit of a warning, so you're not gonna catch them right away. Oh, going for the survivor here that has a toolbox and that you've already hooked is a great idea. A bit too early. Oh, you needed to wait a bit. You needed to wait a bit. You needed to wait a bit. It's very similar to Huntress. Like, very similar to Huntress. You pull up too early. You slow yourself down. They make it around the corner. Sometimes chase them around the corner, and then when they don't have anywhere to dodge, then you do it. I'm not gonna lie. I don't like the playstyle of just kicking gens dryly. I know we have Call O'Brien, but Call O'Brien, at the time this was played, was really not that good. Right now I think it's a bit better, but it's really not that amazing of a perk. It does very, very little. We see that they've started a gen over there, and it's a solid chance, but there's also a really good chance there's no one here. Okay, good. That Spring Burst is absolutely demolishing you, dude. You know what's a perk? If you're gonna play this build, and you're gonna play it again, you know what's a perk that would have done you a lot of good? Mindbreaker. Mindbreaker would have stopped so many of this. It would have cheated them of this very often. But yeah. Not saying you have to run it, but yeah. Alright, good job. This is a easy. Very well done. Let's keep chasing after her. If she drops this pallet, she's dead. Do not get stunned by it. Okay, she understands. She doesn't want to drop it. This is a down. No! Patience! Okay, get your axe back. Beautiful. Right, keep in mind, we have one hook on Kate and very little on everyone else. Oh, man. What does Mindbreaker do? Mindbreaker, also known as Fearmonger, back when he had a different name, is a perk from the Demogorgon that makes everyone on a gen exhausted and blind. That means that if you interrupt someone of a gen, they cannot immediately sprint burst out, or immediately overcome out, or immediately life off a window or a pallet, etc, etc. Or immediately balance landing off a building, blah, blah, blah. I'm not saying that would fix this build. The problem with this build, chat, is that we have stealth, we have information on the gens, and we have a lot of slowdown, but mostly slowdown that comes from Pop Goes the Weasel, which only happens after each hook. And we have 2 hooks and there's 1 gen left. Now I'm going to tell you what I think this build is doing wrong. At the start of the game, we have Lethal Pursuer to see everyone. But do we really need Lethal Pursuer? We have an add-on that will immediately make a color start changing color, a generator start changing color the moment it switches to like 0 to like a few percentages. So we generally could literally go into a door, see which gen changes color, and then teleport there, and it's not as good as lethal, but you save a perk slot. And I honestly think Call O'Brien is doing very little. Nowhere to Hide is okay, but it helps you find people. It doesn't help you down them. And you already have an easy time, quote unquote, finding people with this add-on. So I do think this build is a bit redundant. You know? But that's fine. I would have kicked that, but yeah. Right, so now we have a problem, right? The killer has gotten a hook, and he wants to kick another gen that's far away. Because if you kick another gen that's far away, then that gen holds, and then this gen is next to the hook, so they're probably not going to do it right away. So you're trying to hold as much as you can, right? Make sure that not multiple gens are being done. Like, what's the point of kicking a gen here? If they have a gen 99 somewhere else, I might as well try to stop that, right? It makes sense. Only one problem, and this is really unfortunate. That gen that they're doing in main has no door next to it. The closest door is so far away. You probably could have walked there faster. We see the color, we see that it's rosy. That's the guitar strings blue add-on that's doing that. Look how far this is from the gen. Alright, this is bad, man. This is bad. It's a good kick, though. Do we see anyone hiding nearby? We should... Anytime you kick, do a little 360 around you. But I guess it's unnecessary because, I mean, we see 3 people here, so... Prepare a hatchet. That's such a shame. Oh, man. We hit the Lara. That's not bad, though. That's not bad. Oh, no. Don't respect that pallet. She wasn't going to drop it. She wasn't going to drop it. That's great. Lara, down her. Down her and go right back. Right back for the other girl. See if you can get a bit of a... We know every gen. The gen on the left, we can hear it. It's barely done. This gen had a bit of progress, right? And then the one in the middle we just kick, so it's probably going to hold for a bit unless something crazy happens. The idea here, if we want to come back, is we now down this lady, the Kate. It's perfect because both Kate and Lara have been hooked. We down this girl, we hook her immediately, pop that gen immediately, go back to Lara. She'll be picked up, she'll sprint burst away. Yeah, but they're busy. Can we get it down? 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 All right, I'm going to tell you a really, really important trick that I think I explained very, very quickly in my POB Odds Coaches You as a Killer video. It's one of the most basic things. When you're chasing a survivor, right, you don't chase them to where they are right now. You chase them to where they're gonna be, right? We obviously had a hard time, like we were really close to Kate, right? Right, look how close we are. We're literally kissing her. But then it took us a couple seconds of chasing another survivor in the opposite direction. So unfortunately, now you see that Kate is so far away. The edge of the map is like this, right? She is 100% gonna try to beat you to this place. If she goes to this spot, she's gonna be cornered. Like, what she wants to do is basically run away and then go around the building. So in this situation, even though the scratch marks point... Even though you're chasing the scratch marks, stop chasing the scratch marks. Go immediately in this direction. Worst case scenario, you stop seeing the scratch marks and she corners herself. And a few seconds later, you corner her and she can't escape. Best case scenario, she goes to the most likely path that she's going to and you catch up to her a bit sooner. Maybe even prevent her from reaching the corner faster than you. Instead, we chase after her scratch marks a little bit. Instead of us... honestly, your pathing wasn't too bad. It just could have been a tiny bit better. But to be fair, even if it was, you would have maybe had a chance to shoot her here. But it's hard, man. It's hard. Oh my fuck. Oh my god. Bad idea. Bad idea. Bad idea. Bad idea. Like, incredible play. I can see why you sent me this game. This game, for you, must be feeling like, oh my god, I did so many things right. And honestly, yeah. And I still didn't do amazing. Honestly, yeah, but... At this point, like, common sense tells you that by the time you teleport back, I don't care how close the doors are, it's going to be so slow, they're going to pick her up. And if they pick her up and you're not already there, she's going to sprint burst away. She's going to have it back, right? Very likely they have sprint burst, visual, blah, 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 right? God forbid, multiple visuals. So you are never going to get that Lara. The best thing you can do right now is pick up that girl, kick this gen on the right, control the gen on the left. Maybe they didn't get on it because they were busy picking up Lara. And now you have Kate dead on hook. And that's something. If you get Kate dead on hook and then she dies, well, that's 1 kill. And then from 1 kill, 2, maybe 3, you know? But it's something. I think this is going to be complicated if you don't go for her. They actually have started doing that, Shen. Oh my god. So whoever was on this Shen, you're not gonna find them. Don't kick it. Don't kick it. You're not gonna find them. Okay. All right, man. Like, there were only 2 outcomes here, right? There were only 2 outcomes. Either they pick the Lara up and they run away and you don't see them, or the more humiliating one, they just finish healing her full time, you know, fully, and you see them for a brief time, but now they're gone. And look, she's walking. She's walking. She's slow. She's walking. Like, she's got her sprint burst ready. Man, this is bad. Like, this is what some people refer to as game sense. You should put 2 and 2 together. You should understand that the survivor that was on the Shen is probably the one that was closest to the Lara. So it's probably the one that went to Lara. Now we know that Nicholas, because we see that it's Nia, we see that Nicholas is probably going to be going for the other girl. You should have known that kicking the Shen. What do you think the Nia... Like, okay, chat. Think about it this way. The best case scenario for nowhere to hide is you kick a generator, right? At 1% or 10% or whatever. And then a survivor is hiding behind a tree being like, please don't find me, please don't find me. And they're so clueless that you instantly 2-tap them. But obviously that's not going to happen here, because if there was a survivor in the vicinity, they were 100% going to pick up Lara. So this kick, absolutely unnecessary. On a gen that's like so little percent. Here, you hit her as if she's going to continue running, but she wasn't to. She wasn't going to. And now you realize that's a bad idea, and you go back to that girl. But it's just not. You're not going to make it. Nicholas is going to pick her up, but... Man. And I think leaving her on the ground would have been a good idea if you had never hooked her, but you have. That girl should have been on her second hook. I think you had the time. Because you had slugged someone else. You had the time. Alright, crazy hit here could turn this around. Forget about Nicholas, dude. Don't even look at him. I think you had a down on her. Let's go back. Chad, what do you think? Do you think he had a down on her? I think in this situation, you just chase her down. Don't do anything. Eventually, she's going to be in a position where you can hold him too and guarantee a hit when she vaults. Yeah, I think you got analysis paralysis here. Now, instead, she's going to take you somewhere you don't want to be. Now you are repositioning, and best case scenario, you're gonna find the Nia, and the Nia you haven't hooked. And it's a miss, which is unfortunate, but it's not really your fault. She knows that your axe is unavailable for a few seconds, so she vaults it, no problem. And now you're just playing, you're playing portals and stuff, but the game is decidedly not in your favor when it comes to time. So unless this Kate is absolutely insane. It's not even Kate here, it's just him. Yeah. Keep in mind, he just used Lithe. Right? You definitely want to go for Kate here. M1. Good stuff, good stuff. Only problem is, you need to hook her away and then kick main, because main is so close to being done. It's 100% Nicholas has touched it. Go back and... No! This Gen is nearly done, but it's not done! If in the next 10 seconds the Jenny main pops, then you're gonna know I was right. Let's count. 9, 8, 7, not even 5 seconds. I'm gonna be honest, there's a chance you could have gone there. There's a chance you could have gone there and it would have popped in your face. You never know. Right? When a survivor is on a gen and it's 99, they're gonna do one thing every single time if they're experienced. If they're new, who knows, right? They're gonna expect you to go for the grab. So they're gonna work on the gen. And then when you get really close, they're gonna let go. Then you're gonna hit them. And then during your cooldown, they get back and they finish it. So what you do is you get really, really close. You fake that you're gonna hit them by getting close. And when they let go, you immediately kick it. You apply pop. You maybe M1 the killer, the survivor after, and then you come back, and then the Lara certainly will have unhooked, and maybe Lara goes down, and maybe you down her, and then you put pop on that other gen, and maybe by some miracle you come back here with a couple kills and a endgame that could be favorable. But you shot yourself in the foot. It was difficult. If you had Eruption or some other big perk that could have helped you here more, that could have been really good. But sadly, your build is just a little lacking here. You've had sometimes information from Nowhere to Hide that told you things that you already knew. Right. So right now you're looking at 3 survivors leaving, possibly. You're chasing a survivor in possibly the hardest window in this entire map, which is unfortunate because it doesn't always spawn. So yeah. And ironically here, going for Kate is dangerous. This kill's dead here. You need to be more patient with that. If she has light, you shouldn't swing. And if she doesn't have light, then you should swing, but wait a bit. Right. Not a terrible idea to leave her and see if you can get someone else. Unfortunately, this gate is so close. All you can do is really just chase this Nicholas out at most. You could have taken a Hail Mary, teleport to the gate next to Shaq, and hope that the two... Big mistake. I know this was panic, but if you hold your M2, you actually catch this guy. Unfortunately, he's not there on hook. So after you hook him, like, they'll pick up Nia and you won't... Time's not on your side, but you should have M2'd there. No anti-camp. Yeah, we know, Chad, but anytime you're playing as a killer, we all know that you can get a hook and get 1 kill. But we're not playing a tournament. We don't want to get 1 kill. We want to get 2. I want to get 2 so that we can get 3. And we want to get 3 so we can get 4. And we want to get 4 so that we get the #1 best killer in the world title. You know, like, you don't want to settle for less than what you can. That was life. Oh! Unlucky, man. Unlucky. Good effort. Good effort. That could have been big, honestly. I honestly think there's just not enough hooks. But, like, it could have been a bit of a comeback. It could have been 2 kills. You never know, right? If she has light or something, she used this for distance, and you're not gonna catch up, are you? No, you don't catch up. That's alright, man. You were giving them an opening to try to get more. I respect that. That was 1 kill, but you just played that nice. Alright, so things to... After this match, if I had played it, right? Things I would like to understand. First of all, let's be honest, man. They have a blue toolbox, which is always one of the best toolboxes in the game. That can hurt. That can just hurt. They obviously had decent perks around. We should see if Lara Croft has Object of Obsession. You did some really nice shots, and there's nothing to be ashamed of here. Lara does not have Object. Yeah. You might not think it, man. You might not think it, but having 3 deja vus and one of these toolboxes is so difficult to deal with, man. It is so difficult to deal with. Like, gens are constantly being done. You never have a moment where anyone in the team is clueless about which gens are, like, just think about how unlucky this is. The 1 survivor that you chased was the 1 survivor with Sprint Burst, and the 3 survivors that you didn't chase were the 3 survivors with Deja Vu. One of them immediately getting their toolbox value. Bad matchup. Now, let's go back to your build, right? You might think that if you have an add-on that tells you the exact progress of generators, you would want to run gen perks, right? And that is true, but I also think there's an asterisk. Add-ons like this exist on a variety of killers, all right? Legion has an iridescent add-on called the whatever tape, I forgot. Then Wraith has an iridescent add-on called the All-Seeing Spirit, I think. And then Freddy Fazbear has the blue add-on called the Bonnie Guitar Strings or whatever. All of 3 of these add-ons, and I think that's it, all 3 of these add-ons do the exact same thing, basically. Whenever you're using your power, they make all the generators white, and the more completed they are, the more pink or the more red they get. So you can actually kind of you can apply strategies from one of these killers to the others. It's a very similar thing. If you know which gens are being done, believe it or not, having a perk having info perks becomes very redundant. It really does. So lethal is largely unnecessary. Nowhere to Hide is largely unnecessary. And I also think Call O'Brien here is not that great. If you have those perks, if you have this this add-on, you want to go for perks that slow down gens, ideally without you doing too much. So Ruin, Paintless, Pop, Eruption. Now with Pop you'll have to kick it, but then the Eruption is going to kick in without you having to do anything. Beware of perks that change the color of a generator, however. Because Call O'Brien changes the color of a generator and makes it a little harder for you to tell the information. So Call O'Brien, absolutely kicked out of the team, honestly. Put it in the bench, screw Call O'Brien, it's honestly doing nothing for you. I would have had some perk to give you more aggressive chases. Blood Faber, honestly, dude, do you remember throughout this match how many times a pallet was dropped and the killer didn't have the time to break it, and that pallet was recycled and recycled and recycled later? And every single one of these fools is going to have windows of where's the palletunity, right? So anytime there's a pallet down, look, windows. Okay, not windows, but close enough. You know, like every time there's a pallet down, they're going to know it's about there, it's there. Especially the two girls that you were chasing. Yeah, they both have windows. So it's just really, really unfortunate, right? If you have Blood Faber, maybe those pallets would have never come down. Maybe those downs would have happened sooner. If you had a Hex, now you had people that can do gens fast, but they have to consider maybe not doing gens for a while to look for the Hex. You know what I mean? Like, I think some more aggressive perk would have worked out. Or a gen slowdown that's more passive. Paintless DMS, Grim Embrace, blah, blah, blah. Maybe you don't need to kick gens as much. You still know where they are. But yeah, that would be my advice build-wise. Nowadays, this add-on does not give you any lingering stealth. So if you use this add-on, you need to go hardcore gen defense and give yourself a good add-on that helps you with the axe, because this one would not work at all. So yeah, that's the advice if you want to run a similar build to this. Honestly, for the amount of hours that you have on Killer, which is very few, you did some really, really nice shots. And you took risks, which is good. You tried to go for fun things, which is the essence of having fun with Killer. It doesn't matter if you play more optimal and then you bore yourself out of your mind. So good job. Overall, really enjoyable match to watch. What do you guys think at home? What do you think? All right, so we're watching a Killer that's been playing since 2020 on and off. They have 750 hours in the game. And they checked a little bit. Let's have a super quick look at their build. All right. They have Pop Goes the Weasel. Excellent perk on this Killer. Nowhere to Hide. Great perk in general. Goes well with Pop because you're going to be kicking gens at some point. Although, then we have two perks that I don't know if I would run together. We have Hex... Face the Darkness, which occasionally makes people scream outside your terror radius and reveals their aura. And Gearhead, which reveals the aura of people randomly. I don't know if I would have these two info perks on top of Nowhere to Hide. You have basically 3 aura perks and 1 slowdown. Let's see how that works out. The add-ons are nothing too special as far as I can tell. Alright. It's not a terrible idea at the start of the game to turn into a bat and immediately check the 1 place or 2 when survivors can spawn. This is slightly old gameplay, but especially now, survivors all spawn together. So he's now getting behind Gallows. This is most likely where survivors will spawn, especially a little bit towards his right. I would have immediately turned into a bat and come here to save a bit of time. Maybe even catch the survivors together, but it's okay. If you turn into a bat, they kind of hear it from a distance and they start walking. You see, like, you could have been here like a few seconds before. Oh my god, that looked weird. There could have been some zoning attempts, but I think that's completely fine. You already knew that that probably wasn't going to hit, but it's completely fine as well. Let me go back and see what we just did here. Okay. So here, the survivor has seen you whiff. And they have a gen on this side that makes the loop even bigger. They're not going to wait on the pallet. You come here and you see they're not on the pallet. So why do you swing here? If we swing here, it's because we expect the survivor to wait here. The survivor will never wait there. The survivor is either on the pallet waiting to drop it. They weren't. Or they're already running. So if at this point you don't see the survivor, keep chasing, don't swing. And now after the swing, she's going to make more distance. You get a bit of speed, that's great. Great, she got stuck on the barrel. She's really zoned. I think that was a bit predictable of her. I don't think you could have switched and hit her with the fire beam, but it was okay. Sadly, she's gonna beam you to Shag. Not much we can do here. It might... You have Gearhead, and I don't know if you guys noticed, but a few frames now, Gearhead is showing someone in the main building. Not a crazy thought to turn into a bat, go to the window that's here, and immediately harass these people. That would actually not be a bad idea. Obviously, if you get this down, even better, but... Oh, no, 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 no. Okay, this is something that you see... I know it seems like I'm pausing every second, but... This is something that you see in players that aren't super experienced yet. Do you notice that he expects her to go through the window and he backs up a little bit? Let's watch that. He does a little backup. Completely unnecessary. If you back up and she vaults, you miss her. You might as well just keep running so that you don't fall for the fake, which is what she did. She faked going through the window. Prepare your power now. But you shouldn't have let go, and you know that. Whiffing there costs you. This thing that you do now, you should have done 5 seconds before, sadly. You don't know if it's 1 or 2 people. It was probably 2 because that gen went by pretty quick. You can break while in fat form. I would have broken that. Maybe. That's unlucky. There's a chance you could have hit that, but... What can you do? What can you do? Okay, this should be an easy hit unless she has a sprint burst. Don't use power, no need to. Perfect. Where's she going? She's probably gonna drop this pallet. Okay, so why did I know that she was gonna drop the pallet? Let's have a look. Let's watch this in slow-mo, right? So you hit her, she makes a speed boost. Here, she has 2 options, right? To go into main building, to go towards the right, or to stay under the pallet and try to stun you. If she went to the right, you would have seen her. If you went if she went into main building, I think by now, when you go past the bird, you would have already seen her. So you've already ruled out 2 out of the 3 options. The third option is that she's waiting right below the vulture, and she's gonna try to stun you. If you switch to Dracula mode, there's a chance you hit her with fire. And if you don't get stunned, it would be easier too. That's like the 3rd time we get stunned. There's nothing wrong with being stunned on some pallets, but that is just not gonna work, sadly. And you know that. We haven't pre-broken this. That's a smart idea. Unfortunately, we outplayed ourselves a little bit. That's just a bit of experience, a bit of bad luck. She might have had balanced landing. No, she didn't. She's still far. I'm not gonna lie, that was super fucking impressive, but I think it was also a little bit lucky. I think you might be using your wolf a bit too much. Falling Star, thank you for the gifted subs, by the way. That's super kind.
Destiny can be quite fun.
Okay, so it really is important that we use our pop right now. Okay. That's a good gen with good progress. Look around yourself with nowhere to hide. Perfect. Oh my god, that's so good. Just break it, just break it. Just break it, it's fine. Break it, just break it, it's okay. It's Saloon, it's not Gideon, there's not 25 of these pallets. They will literally run out of them. That's not too bad. Hi Deli Lama, welcome. Wow, 39 months. That, I honestly think that might have been a down, by the way. Let me watch that again, I'll tell you. It's a little hard to judge. If you held forward perfectly, and actually maybe not with resilience. Like, if you've heard the grk sound that happens when a survivor bolts, and you swing after, you're never gonna hit them unless you're right there. That was not gonna work, sadly. Okay. It's nice to get the orb. This girl loves this pallet. She's getting help, which sucks. Okay. It might have been okay to use power to go for Meg. I would have gone for Meg here, but... turning to bat? To bypass the window? No? Okay. I mean... Oh! It's an interesting idea, but... This killer power is really good to catch up. But I don't know if it's... That was super fucking impressive. What the hell, man? What the hell? That was so good. It's not worth missing because you don't have it available 100% of the time. That is such a good understanding of the hitbox. And such accuracy as well. That was really, really, really good. Really, really, really good. He doesn't like breaking stuff? To be fair, there is a time and a place. Sometimes some things you generally can't break. That was so cool. Let's watch it again. So this killer basically understands that because this is a medium vault, the hitbox is still in the window. And he gets hit even though it looks... Yeah, like even though it looks like she cleared it. That's so nice. Well done, dude. Super good. Keep in mind, we have managed to hook Nancy and Maria. Okay? So from now on, with 3 gens left and another one that's gonna pop in like 3 seconds, probably, we need to be really careful. Okay. Don't use power! Don't use power! Use it now! Don't use power. Okay, okay. That's super good. Go and pop the gen. Go and pop the gen. Don't pick up! Don't pick up! Don't pick up! What are you doing? Okay. So, the reason why pop and nowhere to hide is so good is that when you pop a gen, it takes a big chunk of damage. And if anyone is nearby to undo it, you see them. Right? And if there's no one, then you know that probably that gen's gonna regress for a long time. Here you have a good 20 seconds or 15 seconds left to pop. Quickly go on the gen, pop the gen, pick up this lady, right? And then you get another pop. And now you are regressing gens and you're actually coming back. And she's in basement too. It's so good. Just... Oh, man. Like, obviously, you cannot take the luxury of going and popping a gen if it's too far. And if a survivor team has We're Gonna Live Forever, which they often do at like high level, they can pick up someone from the ground really quickly. But here, it's a slam dunk case of go to the gen, pop it, come back, put her in the basement, go around any other gen, apply any other pop that you can, bam. Super good stuff. Especially considering that she's not like dead on hook. If she was like dead on hook, I'd be like, yeah, dude, just hook whatever. Basement would have been a better idea, personally. But that's okay. Why basement? Because basement has a window next to it. And a window is a place that you can teleport to with your bat. Actually, kind of a good pop. Okay. But this could have been a second one. Oh, perfect. I love doing that. That's perfect. That's amazing. When you know you're going to go for an M1. Oh! Oh! Good play. Good play. That was really good. Okay, so let's remember. We have now one person that on hook, Nancy. We're going to get another pop. If it was up to me, I would probably use it on the gen that we didn't pop originally, behind Gallows. Right? The one that's in the middle of the screen right now. So turn to a bat, teleport to the shack window, pop that gen, 100%. Because Meg's going to go back on it. Turn into bat, shack window. Shack window. Okay, that works too. We really should have broken this pallets 5 years ago. Perfect! Well done! Don't get greedy. Just break it. Yeah, just fine. Honestly, you could even leave the Meg right now. Okay, long auto read from nowhere to hide. We love that. Oh my god, this is so easy for you. And she messes up. Okay. Right, so depending on how serious you want to play this, going for the Nancy now and tunneling her is an idea, but obviously we would... Oh! Okay. That is so good! This is gonna be a 4K at 2 gens. Surely. Oh, that's unlucky. Okay. Watch out for flashies. Nice. Now we have 2 people that on hook, and another pop, and another nowhere to hide. And this one's gonna probably reveal someone. That's amazing. Oh my god, who is this? Is that Nancy? Don't tell me that's Nancy. Dude, that's Nancy. She's dead on hook. Pounce on her like it's a steak. And you're really, really hungry. Don't. That's a pallet. Okay. Here, by the way, you could have turned into bat to chase her and not lose distance, but... Don't... I wouldn't use that for mobility if I were you. I personally wouldn't. But it's okay. It's okay. If this chase isn't 3 minutes long, you got this. She's taking you to a part of the map that is not that great against Dracula. Well... Nice. Nice. Don't get mind game. That's good. No! If you kept holding forward there, you would have threatened to use your power and she probably would have mind game herself. Didn't need to. Didn't need to. I'll show you what I mean. Alright, let's go here. Here! No, a few frames before. Here. Look, we're vampire form, right? Look how close she is. You chase. By the time you arrive to this bush, you hold your power, and you aim at the center of the gap that the pallet is making. If she walks through it, you let go and she takes a hit. But she's not gonna walk through it because she's gonna try to dodge. She'll try to dodge. Guess what? You keep walking forward. Eventually, it's gonna be a hit one way or another. 90% you get a hit. Instead, you do this, which, keep in mind, every time you change forms, you slow down yourself a little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit. And she gets a stun, which allows her to make distance. You get stuck on the cactus, which is unfortunate. You get the bit of the speed boost. That's fine. Here, we want to chase. No, no, no. You want to chase in the other direction so that she's corral, and she's now dropping every pallet available in the world. Break it. Break it if you want. But I'm now starting to see how this game might not be a 4K at 2 gens. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Alright. You can turn into a bat if you want. If you had destroyed these pallets, you'd be in such a good spot. You'd be in such a good spot if you hadn't destroyed these pallets. It might have been worth it to just go for the shot there anyway. Keep in mind, you've had so much time to destroy these pallets, man. It really hurts. That would have been sick if you got it. Now they're doing the thing where they're going to help each other. Do not chase the Michaela. Do not chase the Michaela. You're going to go for Meg or Nancy, but never the Michaela. If she went down, you would slug her. Do not chase her. What are you doing? Listen to me through the screen. Never. Leave her. Leave her. Go for the Meg. It's not good to get pop if the last gen is going to pop before you get to the gen. This is the #1 mistake. The #1 mistake that I see new-ish players make. They have a person that don't hook. And they're like, oh, she's a survivor that I've never hooked in my life. If she has deliverance, you're screwed. If she has a good anti-tunnel, you're screwed. If she has off the record and you tunnel her, you're screwed. If she has off the record and you don't tunnel her, you're also screwed. Because she's now going to use off the record to body block for somebody else. It's difficult to body block against Dracula, but you get what I mean. You understand the problem, right? Like, making a person... Like, giving a person so many strong perks that come off the hook when you should have been chasing someone else is a mistake. But I understand, man. The chase with Nancy just got out of hand. It's completely fine. It happens. It happens to all of us. I'm no better, but... At least, if I was in the situation, I'm not saying I would be better, but at least I would know that I would be making a mistake. That was great. Hold your power! Look at the medkit or toolbox. It disappears. Then you pop. Amazing. This is good. This is really good. No, 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 no. No, you got confused. You got confused. I'll tell you. Let me stop you right here. You look at the scratch marks, right? Even with perks like Lightweight, you would never see such a gap. Never. Never. So, come in here. Let's go back. We're gonna see some scratch marks. Yeah, you see where she went, right? This happens in the heat of the moment. It's completely fine. Just keep in mind that if you hit a survivor through a window, which you did like 3 seconds ago. Like, look, she didn't go right. I mean, obviously you looked away. But she used the speed boost from the hit to go there. And it's gonna take you 3 seconds to realize. You could turn into bat form. Oh no, oh no, you're confused. Going for this gen is no good. Because even if you defend it, they've got another one. The gen is at 0. Oh no. Only dance with me? No, dance with me would have been different. It wouldn't have left some. Oh, that's nice. Please don't pop it in their face. Do not come into this girl either. I think nowhere to hide is a good idea to try to find whoever the F is dead on hook. Look around you, look around you. Maybe there's another survivor. These 2 survivors you don't want. You only want Meg in this situation or Nancy if she gives you a super free hit. I feel like we've been in this situation 20 minutes. In 20 minutes, we've been in this situation 3 times. I know main building's strong, but... Okay, Gearhead there was actually pretty clutch. Good use of the teleport to save a bit of time. Keep in mind they hear you. Good job. They might be right on top of you. This could be Nancy, because honestly... Oh, yikes. This was definitely Nancy, but she's out of your range. Look, you don't even look around to your left a bit. You see the problem now? You can't just defend this chance. Oh! No! Get the injury, get the injury. Maybe if they're stupid, they stop and heal a lot and you can down Meg or Nancy. In that situation, you could have broken the pallet with your... Oh! Amazing! Amazing! Only problem, you don't get this pop. Like, the gen in the corner is done by Nancy, who's healthy, and she is harassing it right now. Yeah, that's Nancy. It's her second hook. So now you have 3 people that own hook. And unfortunately, because DBD is the way it is, you have nothing to show for it. This could be 4 people dead. 4 people escape easily if you don't clutch up. And the worst part, the worst part about all of this is that there's no easy way to go from here. If you down one of the people that is dead on hook, the other girls are gonna look at the hut. They're gonna be like, oh, Nancy went down. She's dead on hook. We can't save her. And they all leave. So you get 1 kill. And if you hook the person that you're chasing right now, the Michaela, who's on her second hook, then they have a lot of time to open the gates. And then if they want to leave, you get 1 kill. And unless they decide to be altruistic, you're walking home with 1 kill. If this was a tournament, this would be a really good result for you. Because in a tournament, you could kill Michaela and you would have like, what? Like 9 hook stages? That's super impressive. If you get that, that's amazing in a tournament where the hook stages matter. But this isn't a tournament. In the normal game, I guess the game counts kills. And I assume that what you wanted was kills. So it's rough. It's a little rough. I don't think there was a need to switch there because you just delayed your own M1. Well, don't worry about that, chat. It's just about the program that I use to do the alerts. Okay. This person's injured, which is quite good for you. You got lost again in the sauce. She kept running and you just missed it. I think you're switching forms a bit too freely. I know dog moves a little fast. Oh, man. I know dog moves a little faster. That's not good. This girl is healthy. That's not good. At this moment, you, like, I don't know if you realize, but at this moment, you've given up. At this moment, if the mech runs to the other gate, you don't catch her. Like, if you go for an exit gate that's like 90%, 85%, and it's doing this kind of sound, if the survivor is injured, you get them. If the survivor is healthy, you don't get anything. Unless you're an insta-down killer or something. So at this point, unfortunately, you have cheated yourself of your only kill, which was Meg. What was the play to do? In this situation, keep zoning Meg. Make sure that you don't chase from the left and then she goes to the right. Make sure that you go from the right and push Meg a certain direction until she's super zoned and she doesn't have an easy way getting past you to this exit gate that's going to be open. And then hope that you get the kill. It's super hard though. Super hard. So obviously, Michaela, she's going to waste your time here. Some killers get upset and they're like, oh my god, why are the survivors waiting? This is a good play by her. She's giving you a hit and maybe some points. And she's making sure that she wastes your time as much as possible so that her teammates make to the other gate. And if you don't chase her, she'll just heal and maybe help the team or get some points. Let's have a look. It's a good idea to try to use this, but yeah, they all beat you to it, sadly. And it's now a matter of how, yeah, she wants to give you a hit or something. That's fine. It's a little annoying, I'm not gonna lie. She doesn't even give you a hit. Right. So, alright, so the title of this video is I love playing against meta perk builds. And we're gonna see the survivor builds, but I'm telling you, I don't think you lost to meta perks. I think you lost to a couple unfortunate decisions. A really unlucky chase against Nancy. If you had killed Nancy, this match would have been super different. But yeah, I honestly think I was a bit skeptical about your build, but in a map this small, it worked beautifully. I think your build was fine. Hex Face of Darkness, I think maybe could be replaced by something else, but you know, I really appreciate that even though you didn't get 9 kills, you still say GG, well played. Chat, would you say that this was a crazy meta build? Because I don't know. Nah. Meta, their perks were not that much of a factor. Even though obviously it always feels bad to see us range or whatever. I honestly think that you can do a lot better, and probably by the time that I'm reacting to this, it's been a few months, you're probably out of there a lot better. But here's a few things, okay, to consider. Many of you probably are thinking, okay, Odds, you were shouting at him to break the pallet, but why should he break this pallet? This pallet is next to Shack, which is a high traffic area. It's not far from the middle of the map, which is always going to be high traffic. Right? And it's next to Gallows, which is another high traffic area because there's always a gen. This pallet is always going to show up in the windows of opportunity of the survivors. How many windows of opportunity? Let's have a look. 1, 2. The 2 survivors that are dead on hook, and they both know about that pallet. So because this pallet is just so in the middle, Just break it, bro. You can break it while you're in bad form, and it takes 3 seconds. And this one, this pallet is not super strong on its own, but the fact that it's also close to this area, and the fact that it's close to this other pallet, you had a couple chases where a survivor vaulted one pallet into the other pallet. And he was like, damn. One of the nastiest things about Dracula is when you run out of pallets and he becomes a spirit. What do I mean by that? Imagine that you're playing in Haddonfield, no pallets, or maybe 3 pallets and they're all gone. He injures you, you run away, he turns into a bat, he catches up to you, he listens with his $2,000 Sennheiser headset, and then he transforms into wolf or into vampire next to you. No counterplay. No counterplay whatsoever. In that situation, the normal counterplay is you take the hit and you hold forward and wait for the killer to catch up. Or a survivor comes and takes a hit for you. In those situations, Dracula destroys you because it's really hard to body block for him. And also, he can become super fast in bad form. So, getting rid of like crucial pallets is super, super important. And in this match, not doing that was a bit of a mistake. Pallets in the edge of the map, you don't need to worry about too much. Pallets that are super unsafe, it's okay if you don't break them. You can even leave them on the ground as a teleporting station for your bat. I really like the way you teleported with your bat. I think you did amazing on that, so that's good. I think your Hellfire could use a bit of patience, but you honestly got some really impressive shots. I think that your other mistake, other than leaving this pallets and not tunneling, was switching between bat and wolf between vampire and wolf too much. Other than that, solid game. You know you could have done better, and probably by now you're already doing a lot better. And if you apply some of these tips even a tiny little bit, you're gonna do so amazing. All right, so we are watching a Dredge player with 500 hours on RPD. RPD is a map that has 2 variants, and unfortunately, we have the weakest one. I will explain why. This map is extremely static. Every time you're gonna have pretty much the same pallets. There's a bit of change. Pretty much the same, exactly the same windows. Pretty much the same gens. It's very static. And the lockers also don't change. And they're not amazing. Most of the gens in this map don't have a locker next to them. And it's really awkward for this killer. So it's a tough one. 500 hours is definitely not beginner level. But it still very much feels like a beginner compared to having a bunch of thousands. So I do believe that for 500 hours, it's probably going to be a bit of a tough map. We'll analyze the build really briefly. Let me make sure I... Let me make sure I play at normal speed. And super quick. Alright, so we have Lethal. That is going to show us the autos of every survivor. Barbecue, which is going to be improved by Lethal, and then the combo of Devour and Undying. Devour and Undying basically means that the first hooks that you get, that you're going to want to stay away from them and go away and let them unhook. And if you get to 3, you start insta-downing. But if they do your totems, you need to kind of forget about it and don't rely on it super hard, okay? The add-ons. Green Skull makes the Nightfall happen faster. Blue Doll makes the Nightfall last 20 seconds longer. Simple stuff. Right, so as you can tell, this is probably from the previous update. In the current update, all survivors always spawn together, or they try. This is terrible to have so many people spread out. You can already tell that this survivor is going to do this totem, possibly. No, they didn't. I would teleport to the Stars office. The Stars office is that one over there. It's going to be probably a really unproductive first chase, because this killer is really bad in this map at the beginning, where the pallets are up. But this person here is in such a good spot, and it's so easy to lose them. I would have teleported there and seen if I caught her. Oh, honestly, dude. What do I even know about the game? What do I even know? It's really unusual for a survivor to immediately put themselves in such a bad corner, but hey, they did it. Awesome. And you don't lose track of them? Perfect. You don't need to overthink it. It's okay to... You're probably in the mode of just get rid of some pallets. Okay, she's gonna drop that 100%. Just break it. Perfect. She tries to blind you and succeeds. She slows you down. That sucks. Alright, chat, so we have a problem. This window is pretty strong. If you are unlucky and our friend is unlucky, you get this pallet. This pallet has a 50% chance to spawn. It's either this pallet here, or it's on the right side by this window. The problem is that when you get it here, it's very decent and not extremely outplayable for a Dredge. There's also a second problem. This survivor is taking us close to the place where we spawned. That means and I mean, we know this because lethal, there are no survivors in this area. If we down her, it's a down, but it's not even that amazing. Like, if it takes more than 20 seconds, this is rough. And if we don't down her, the other gens are being done with no slowdown whatsoever. We are not really displacing or pushing anyone around. I thank you, Owen, for the prime, by the way. And Ace, thank you as well. I love your idea. I love your idea. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Amazing. Well done. Yeah, I would be happy to. There's one fucking problem. Okay. If this girl noticed that you were holding your power, she would have not run into the room. She would have run in a straight line, and then you were absolutely screwed. But, you know, to be fair, a really important part about Killer is understanding that the survivor that you play against isn't perfect. This Michaela has shown us earlier that she wasn't making perfect decisions or paying a lot of attention. So, hey, it worked out. Awesome. Beautiful. And she doesn't even realize. Amazing.
Surprise.
Surprise. All right. Hold up. I don't like this. He seemed to initially want to hook over here, but if you hook over here in the middle, Devour Hope is going to be very difficult to activate. So instead, he hooks far away in the corner. If you were Trapper, this would be depressing as hell, because you would lose 3 gens right now and you would cry yourself to sleep. But because it's Dredge, he can teleport and maybe only lose 1. Barbecue is showing anything? Barbecue is showing anything? They're not going to be here. 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 You remember at the start that we saw someone in the Stars office, which is this room right here? We should have teleported there immediately. You had no business going up those stairs. Teleport there immediately. If a survivor spawns next to a gen, they're going to do that gen. 100%. And if you go there, you interrupt them maybe. And if they didn't do that gen, that means they started another one, and they will have taken longer, and then you have time to at least check. Shame. You could have interrupted this. There's a boon. That's really unlucky. They boon, he's undying. I think it's a good idea to get rid of it, sure. Alright, be careful when teleporting back, because you don't want to... Okay, scratch marks. I like this. This is good. Look to your left, look to your left! No! No! Don't worry about your totem, you would hear it. Oh, thank God. I thought you were going to walk too close and then lose the Devour token. Devour is really important. If you get too close, you don't get the totem, the tokens. This is the person of the hook. Super risky to chase this. This is pretty good idea. However, on the right here. These lockers here, you can teleport here. Sometimes survivors run into you. Oh, basement. Damn. Okay, this is the ones we were looking for. Yeah, you heard that? There's 2 survivors there. Chase them. Okay, good. Okay, so because this pallet is here, this means that the pallet in the next room is going to be on the side of the wall. Right? Like here, sometimes there is a pallet. But if the pallet that we saw is there, it's never here. It's always going to be at the end of this little desk furniture. So it's going to be here. Don't forget that, okay? Sometimes you might like swing thinking there's a pallet and there's no pallet. There's a really easy way to remember. The opposite is also true. If there's no pallet back there, then the pallet will be right where the killer is standing. You could have used power there, but he could have just run anywhere, right? It's okay to break it. Absolutely okay to break it. Chat, what is going on? Why is everything black and white? We're in Nightfall. Nightfall gives you amazing detection powers. I think that if you don't get a hit like insanely quickly, it's time to go. It's time to go. It's really time to go. That is not a good one. Because you get stunned. Oh, okay. You got it. Nice job. Oh, he made a huge blunder. You got this.
You should leave.
Okay. Ideally, you see where this chair is? Put your thing right here. Put your power, your remnant right here, and then push from the right. If he goes towards you, you hit him. If he goes to the left, you teleport, and no matter whether he goes here or there or tries to go for the drop that's to the left, no matter what, you catch him. No, you're taking a chance there. Like, you're taking a chance there that he goes back and you don't beat him. It worked out, but... Now! No. You should have tried it again. You're in Nightfall. In Nightfall, if you miss your power, you get it back in 4 seconds. You get it back in 4 seconds. If you put your remnant right here and then start walking backwards, this guy is 100% screwed. You probably didn't remember that in Nightfall, your power comes back really quickly. Outside of Nightfall, it's true. It takes like 10 seconds. So it's pretty slow. If you miss your power, then you're kind of like a normal killer Andy for a while. There's unfortunately no teleport here that lets us cut him off. Oh, this pallet's gone! That's amazing! Quick down, quick hook.
Yep.
Alright, honestly, I'm a little worried. Oh, okay.
I can hear you, pitter patter, dude.
Go back, get the hook, get the hook, get the hook, let it be. Don't do it, let her, no, okay. Do you notice that he's putting the remnant in such a way that when he teleports, he can be stunned? You don't need to do this. You can do it the other way. Cancel, cancel, cancel. Amazing. That's an M1 down. Could have been dead hard, so careful, because this is her second hook, right? It's not gonna be decisive. It's been too long. It's not gonna be off the record. She made noise. All right. So now we have basically 2 win conditions, right? The win condition number 1 that immediately makes you win is you get a couple more hooks and the Devour activates and they mess up. The win condition number 2 is that this girl is dead on hook.
So silly.
Okay, that's maybe fine. Yeah, maybe we're not gonna find the Trevor. Oh, yeah, we are! That was super stupid of them. Amazing. Pick up. And now you hook in the middle and you have 3 stacks already. I mean, that works too, I guess. Wait, are you too close for barbecue? Ooh, do you see what he's doing? He's hitting lockers to remove the locks while he's carrying. That's pretty optimal. Okay. Oh. No. 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 Bugged hook. Bugged. Oh no. This hook is pointing towards the wall. It's unhookable. I mean, I don't want to be that guy, but you could have avoided this. You could have avoided this if you went for this hook right here. If you went for this hook right here, it is further from the other. So when Xenomorph, aka the Michaela, gets unhooked, you could go back, and then you wouldn't have to worry about the third hook being too close for Devour. With Devour, you basically have 2 dogs that are fighting each other and you want to space them out, right? You want to like... Have you ever seen people that walk 2 dogs and they're like trying to like keep them separate? Yeah. You want to make sure that your hooks is as far away as each other from possible so that survivors have the hardest time unhooking when you're close. So yeah, this is awful. You're going to try and it's not going to work and he's going to get away. That sucks.
What the hell? This hook is bugged. It's unusable.
Yeah, that sucks. Luckily, you still gotta... There's nothing to tell. This map sucks, man. It sucks so bad. That is honestly super unfair, but what can you do? I'm speeding up because he's obviously catching up. Okay. Nothing to see here. Okay, good stuff. This girl's not going to anywhere too strong. I think you catch her.
Everybody just running no scratch mark builds now?
It happens, man. It happens. Oh, nice. Okay. There's a pallet there, but I don't think she makes it. Swing right now. Easy peasy. Problem is you can't really take her to the same hook. Let's see where you go. Don't worry about that. It's completely fine, man. Get your bloody hooks, man.
That's insane to me.
This hook is a bit close to the middle, so it might be a bit awkward, but that's fine. Alright. They did the gen in the middle. Ugh, that sucks. You could teleport to check that one from afar. Don't worry, you don't need to check visually. If he's there, you would hear it.
You suck that right now, young man.
Oh, I guess maybe they did hear it. That's why they did that. Okay. So we have a problem, guys. We are really close to the hook. So the third stack of Devour is possibly not going to happen. And it's not our fault. It just sucks. But yeah. Normally, the killer would now have 3. But because of the Trevor incident, we can't really have a third one anymore. There's Undying was cleansed, so it's gone. You can see that it's grayed out. So that means that the Devour totem is the last totem, and when it gets done, it's done. It's not coming back. So the problem is, because Trevor knows about it, there's only two ways to do this. Either you chase Trevor forever and hope that they're not in comms, or you accept that your totem is probably going to get done at some point. At this point, the win condition number one of getting Devour and immediately insta-downing and even mooring people, it seems hard. So, if I see Michaela, you bet your butt that I am going to throw everything I'm doing. Call my boss. Sorry, dude, I can't go on Monday. Call my wife. Sorry, can't make it to our anniversary dinner. And then tell them I need to take time off to tunnel this Michaela. If you see Michaela, you need to tunnel her. Now, but what if you don't find her? Then it's your own damn fault, because we're in Nightfall. In Nightfall, you can teleport across the map, and if a survivor is within 60 meters of your locker, you can go 1, 2, 3. Each time, you will detect people around you, and you will hear a heartbeat. And if you hear a heartbeat, you can probably tell it's probably going to be Michaela, you know? It's your job right now to make absolutely sure that Michaela dies. Shy Guy, the Trevor, has never been hooked, even though we tried. Riri is on one hook, and Michaela, because of her own damn fault, she's dead on hook. So Michaela needs to die. If you don't tunnel her, I'm going to be very upset. And it's not like, oh my god, Odds, why are you telling him to tunnel? It's not like he didn't try. He's tried to play fair. He's tried to hook 3 different people. He only hooked Michaela because he didn't see anyone else. He tried to win with Devour, but Devour's probably not going to last very long. So it's not like this is like, oh, you should tunnel from the first moment. But I think in the situation, now we have to tunnel. That heartbeat was amazing. Thank you, guys. I have 2 hearts just in case someone finds my weak spot. So I have another one right here in my throat. That's a Fang that fell down, I think. What was that? Maybe she fell down over here? It's really hard to see scratch marks in the night. Okay, teleport a little bit. Use your detection. Oh, she's up there. That sucks. There's nothing you can do. Just teleport and find Michaela. Teleport around. You're not using the night. Okay. You didn't even check where the heartbeat was. Okay, it's right there. Where are we going? Let's check if that's Michaela. We have no idea. He's not even going towards the heartbeat. You're too obsessed with defending that totem. That totem's undefendable. That totem's undefendable. Oh! Bleeding. This is Trevor. We know this is Trevor. Okay. This area of the map. Brother. You remember earlier when we said that Michaela didn't seem the most aware survivor? Shoot. We were not half wrong, huh? Alright, I'm not gonna lie, dude. This has to be 4 kills. Maybe 3 if they get hatched. There's no way you lose this. Right, so this person's on their final hook. So it doesn't matter where I hook them, because they're not gonna get on hook. So that's perfect. Quick teleport, quick, before the nightfall. Quick teleport. No, too late. Alright, guys, I don't know if you saw that, but if you're gonna have barbecue, look at it. Look at it. You could have teleported here. This is a locker that, if I recall correctly, you already broke. And this survivor has nothing. There's a lot of parts in RPD West that are super safe. That isn't one of them. It's a little corner on the 2nd floor. There's no drop. There's no god pallet. There's nothing. You teleport here. This is a guaranteed hit on probably... Who's here, chat? Who's here? It's not Trevor. Trevor... we know is injured and was bleeding, and he's probably behind us, or was behind us. We saw a Fong Min on this little balcony, so this is one of the Fongs. If you're lucky, it's Riri minus than 3. And that's the 2nd hook. And now we go from everyone alive to 1 person dead and 1 person dead on hook. That's where you need to go. And the fact that you decided to go here is crazy. But, you know, sorry, like, we're critiquing every little thing you do. It's not meant to... Please don't take it the wrong way. Oh, no. I understand why you teleported there. You need to let go, man. You need to let go. He's checking on his totem. Guys. No. Let the totem go. It's not gonna win the game for you. It's not even that important to insta-down. But you're not gonna get 3 more unhooks. If you get 3 more hooks to get to the Mori phase, they're dead anyway. Like, at this point, if they do the totem, they're almost doing you a favor. The totem has already done its part. You know, it's made them waste their time. No, don't kick a gen. That's at 1%. Oh, no, don't. Oh. All right, chat. Let's remember. Quick assessment of the survivors that are left. What the hell is that fly on my screen? That's so funny. I think that's a particle that's from the skin. Anyway, the survivor on the bottom, Trevor, has never been hooked, but he's injured. The survivor on the top, she's healthy, but she has been hooked. But the survivor in the middle, the obsession, she has never been hooked. So we don't want to chase her. If I start a chase and I hear shling and I see the obsession tentacles move, I leave that person immediately. And I think that's exactly what's going to happen, by the way. Okay. The gem behind you is going to pop. I can almost count it mathematically in like 12 seconds. 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Welcome to the 6. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That gen's popping. It should have popped. If it's not popping, honestly, survivors. You're not even. There was a person on barbecue on it. You're teleporting to the wrong floors. Oh man, this map is so stupid and it's so complicated. They did the totem. That's the worst part about defending totems. Even if you defend them, it's worth nothing. Oh no. Oh no. And this gen's being done. And you're still not even caring about it. Why are we checking on the totem? They're not gonna stay on it. What, are we giving the post-mortem? Are we doing an autopsy on the totem? Like trying to find out who killed you, boy. Who killed you? You're so attached to it. Oh, the best part about Devour is just the journey. It's not the end. It's never gonna last. I'm sorry, it's not to be mean. It's just funny to make light of this situation. It's just so sad that Trevor should be. Yeah, that gen's done. Okay, so this is not the perfect, amazing. Wait. Oh, beautiful, awesome. No comment. Perfect. Now, obviously, the survivor was unfortunate dropping that, but yeah, she's gonna go where, chat? Do a 180. Perfect. Honestly, yeah, sure, hit him. Why not? Just keep in mind that this guy has never been hooked. If I down him, if it's next to the hook, I would hook him for barbecue. If it's not next to the hook, I would never hook him. Don't get stunned. No, no. Okay. Chad, this is way simpler than this. This is way simpler than this. I know what he's trying to do. Okay? I know what he's trying to do. So let's analyze this little by little. There's something that might not be super obvious if you've never played Dredge. When the Dredge leaves behind his shadow, his remnant, if he ever teleports to that shadow, he will be looking at the same direction that he was when he put the shadow. So knowing that, our friend did this, right? They did a 180. Like they went 180. So that when he teleports, he's going to be looking exactly like this. Now I'm going to ask you a question. Do you think this is a good angle to be looking at? If you were to teleport yourself back into this angle, do you think this is an optimal angle to see the survivor? The answer is absolutely heckin' not. If the survivor is to your left, you're going to be blocking you with your massive, meaty, planty claws. And all of this space here is wasted because there's no relevant info. Instead, you should have put your remnant facing this direction. This direction. And in this direction, there is absolutely nothing the survivor can do to dodge you. If they're here, you're gonna hit them. And if somehow they came to the left, you're gonna react to that. I also wouldn't have put the remnant right there, but whatever. Because here the survivor could have just run in a straight line, but whatever. Okay, this is absolute 100% kill. But your remnant was a bit weird. Let's see what happens. Slow motion, slow motion, slow motion, slow motion. You teleport and you don't see anything. And do you have to turn to your left? And you wasted it. Oh! Doesn't matter. Beautiful. Okay, so an important thing, Chad. The more people are injured, the faster your nightfall begins. Anytime you hook a survivor, that also adds a little bit. And anytime you injured, from healthy to injured or survivor, it also goes up a bit. So right here, no joke, when you hook this guy, it's pretty much going to be nightfall. So be ready to teleport fast, okay? Another thing that you can do, which sounds super stupid, but it's true, is if you do a teleport onto your remnant. So I'm not even joking. It might have been a good idea to set the remnant, teleport immediately onto it, and then hook the guy. Because now it's going to be like 99%. Yeah, 99%. And it would be 100%. Okay. And they did every gen. All right, problem, guys. Problem. This girl had adrenaline. She's fast. Or maybe. Problem. We have no one dead on hook. And this whole part has a bunch of pallets and stuff that have never been used. There's going to be one right here and it's going to be awful. Nice! Don't get stunned! Good! Keep chasing! Keep chasing! Amazing! Oh, damn good use of life. She can beat you to a variety of pallets now. Oh, that's so hard. Life, decisive, resilience, windows of opportunity. Let me guess. Don't tell me you didn't see their perks. Don't tell... You left before I could see their perks? You're a criminal. You better fucking show the perks, dude. You better fucking show the perks. You better show them. You better show them. You better show them. You better show them. I can't really tell you anything you did right or wrong. No, he doesn't show them. Damn, this blows. Okay. Wait, what's going on here?
I needed this to be fast.
Okay. That's amazing. I would pick up here. I would pick up here. You have a hook right next to you. There's nothing. No. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Open a portal and teleport next to them? If this survivors unhook, they're in the middle of nowhere. It's a massive little trip around. They definitely were not on this gate right now, right? Definitely, or probably not on this gate. So hook that girl and get barbecue. Get barbecue, and if the other girl is in a bad spot, you win this. I would have gone for the barbecue. Alright. Instead, now you're in a place with no info whatsoever. You're gonna waste so much time. Oh, wait a minute! Hold up, I thought I saw a survivor right there. No. Okay. Do you see the problem with this map? You see how much it sucks? That you have no exit gates next to the... No lockers next to the exit gates? Alright, so Trevor is dead on hook. That's good. And you've wasted all of your nightfall and you haven't found anyone. That sucks. This person's playing it chill and hiding possibly. But if you... Oh... She had Unbreakable. Okay. Or went to a boon with Exponential. Right, this is very salvageable, by the way. Super salvageable. But, yeah. Oh my god, she's already gotten it. Get... Resurgence, get the hook. What are they gonna do there, man? What are they gonna do there? They're gonna do nothing. You have no idea where they are. It's really unfortunate. But in that little place where Trevor is hooked, there are no lockers anywhere. There's no lockers even next to the entrance. You have to go so far. There is nothing that you're gonna gain by going here. If they hear you on the right, they'll go on the left. If they start healing, you don't make it in time. 100%, your play is to hook that girl. She would be on her second hook, which is quite a lot of pressure. And you would see with barbecue what the other team is doing. If the other team is splitting up, you go for the injured girl. If the other team is trying to stealth, you counter that. And if the other team is healing, well, you can't do anything about it anyway. So, hook there. I would hook there. Would I hook if I didn't have barbecue? I don't know. I might still do it. But since you have barbecue, use your perks. Elvis, thank you. All right, you take the shortest path, which is awesome. Great. This is great. This is amazing. Oh my god, this might actually work out. I think this Trevor played this really weirdly. Oh, they have exponential. Oh, it's exponential 100%. You need to make him drop the pallet. That is risky. Amazing. Hook him right now. Hook him. Hook him. There's a hook in the middle of this map every single time. Hook him. Where are you going? He's dead on hook. There's no perks in the end game. Oh my god. Oh my god. I know why this is lasting 3 more minutes, guys. They have exponential. They have exponential. They have exponential. The other girl has been crawling to the exponential boon. She's probably out on the inside it. And Trevor is gonna pick himself up at twice the normal speed, which is 16 seconds. So you guys wanna do the math?
Fuck no.
He made a huge mistake here. Okay, let's count 16 seconds, alright? You hear her! You hear her! You hear Fang! Fong! Fong is right behind her! Oh my god. 3, 2, she's up. And he's gonna be up in 3, 2, 1. He's gonna be up right now. And you teleported in the middle of nowhere. I'm now basement. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Obviously, we don't know the exact price. He should already be up, so I don't think it's that.
Hey guys.
What? Wait. I'm so confused. That was a really good one. No, don't use power. She's trapped there anyway. I'm so confused. Amazing. Okay. I'm not gonna lie. Next to the entrance, let's go back a second, okay? Next to the entrance, there is a set of lockers. These lockers right here, you can't see them because it's foggy. These are the most useful lockers in the whole game. After downing that girl, I would have teleported and killed Trevor. Anytime that you leave a survivor on the ground next to a boon, you need to remember how many boons are there in the game. I think there are 5 boons, okay? One of them shows the autos of gens. Meh, no one uses it. One of them makes you quiet and it makes you immune to auto reading and you don't leave scratch marks. Meh, almost nobody uses it. Another one makes healing faster. It could be that one. Okay. Another one makes what are we talking about anymore? And then it might be only 4. Another one makes you 3% faster. That one's probably not going to be in play, and it wouldn't matter. But then there's one last one that you really need to worry about, which is boon exponential from the best survivor in the game, Jonah Jameson. If they have that boon, survivors can pick themselves up inside the boon, and that is a massive problem. So you need to worry about that. Unfortunately, we can't check. So I would have teleported immediately to those lockers after downing this girl. Because she's in such a dead zone, what's she gonna do? And then kill Trevor. Trevor's dead, and then you can worry about the other 2. And with barbecue, you can see people on the ground. Alright. Is Trevor gonna pick himself up now, or what's gonna happen? Okay. It actually seems like it might not be exponential, guys. It might actually just be... It might just be, Boon Shadow Step, because you don't see him, and you should. He's on the ground. Brother. He's close to the gate, probably. Or maybe crawled. Now you break that. He probably crawled to the... Yeah, he's over there. He's relocating for the Mori. That's fair. Alright, so because honestly, whatever you did still ended up with you getting 4 kills, good for you. Let's analyze the survivors, because honestly the survivors absolutely messed up. We don't know their perks, so we don't know what they could have used. It doesn't seem like they had exponential, but let me tell you, if they had exponential, you were so screwed. So screwed, you did not respect that possibility at all. So be really careful. Maybe you already ruled it out. Maybe you already saw a different totem and you thought, oh, it's not another boon. Keep in mind there can be multiple boons. One boon can be exponential and 3% faster and faster healing. So I think that was super, super risky. The fact that these 2 girls were here just chilling, insane. In a situation like this in the endgame, the best thing you can do is split up. But yeah, it was really, really silly of them. To be fair, the executes are a little hard. You can't really do them and have safety. You have to commit a lot, right? And the fact that the 2 other guys run together was also a really bad idea. So after this down, they should have punished you a lot for this. But let's see what happened, okay? You should have... It's so far. It's so messed up that those are locked, by the way. They count as too close to the hook. But yeah. When a locker is too close to the hook, you can teleport to it. So here in this situation, you don't find anyone, you go back, and then you're going to return, and they're going to get the unhook, right? Okay. They get the unhook now-ish. Let's go back a little bit. You find them both, yeah. No, they didn't get the unhook for a long time. Now they get the unhook. They get the heal immediately, which is really powerful. That is 100% resurgence on Trevor. This is a terrible idea. This is such a bad idea. And you can tell that they both had it. Because look at this. The guy was already healed, right? He's been healed for a few seconds. So after unhooking Trevor and healing him, for some insane reason, they both ran this direction. Now, Feng Min started running back, but because you can see the blood pretty recently, and you can see that there's blood on top of blood, that means that she ran to this place, she hesitated and ran back. Whenever you see blood on top of blood, and there's only one injured survivor in the vicinity, that means the survivor ran back to itself, because the blood normally doesn't drop that quickly. So, for some insane reason, the Feng thought it was a good idea to run here and then run back. If in this situation, she had, from the very beginning, started running the other direction, it could have been a little bit trickier. And if this guy actually just hit somewhere, or also running the other direction, and then they split up, it could have been honestly pretty hairy. Especially if they had Unbreakable or some other thing. But luckily, they didn't do that. It's a really unfortunate thing that we didn't see their perks. Good for you. You killed them all. And honestly, I'm just gonna tell you right now, we were extremely lucky in this match. We were extremely lucky. We have to count our blessings. You made possibly 2 mistakes at one point that ended up into being the most amazing decisions ever. For example, at the beginning, right? Let's go back. At the beginning, we see a survivor here with no gens around them. And a lot of pallets. Forget about them. A survivor here with no gens around them. And maybe a pallet or two if they start running. Forget about them. There's no good lockers to teleport to. You could teleport to this one, but forget about them. If you teleport here, you're going to push them into one of the good... Forget about them. This survivor here, you could go for them. This survivor here, that's the one you want. Because it's the one that's actually close to a gen. If you're lucky, you chase the survivor, no one's doing gens for 30 or 40 seconds. Instead, you go for this survivor here, which is arguably in one of the safest areas in the whole map. She has a safe pallet here. She has a semi-safe pallet here. She has a semi-safe pallet there. Against Dredge, I guess. She has another pallet here that is pretty strong. This survivor was a terrible idea to chase. Terrible idea to chase. But guess what? She made the strangest play of all time and you got a hit. So that worked out. And then later you grabbed it over gen, which was super, super lucky. So yeah, thank God for survivors making mistakes. And well played. You honestly, I know I point out a lot of mistakes, but you could have done so much worse. And you actually did some really sweet teleports. As a general rule, when using the remnant, do not put it in a place where you can be stunned when you teleport back. Put it in the middle of the pallet, not before the pallet. Or better yet, put it past the pallet. And when you put the remnant, put it in a place where you see the survivor and the area nicely, and don't do a 180. It's going to confuse you. And when you move your camera too quickly, you miss details that are important. You need to keep your camera steady so that you appreciate all the details. Your tracking in this match was honestly pretty good. So yeah. And you had the right idea chasing this girl. Another thing that I know I mentioned a bunch, whenever you play this killer, you need to be super aware that he's much more powerful in Nightfall. Whenever you are in Nightfall, there's 2 things that you need to remember. 3 things you need to remember. Your teleports are quicker. That's awesome. Your teleports can detect people around you. This is a great time to go around the map and look for that one survivor that is injured, or that one survivor that you know is not as good as the others, or that one survivor that is dead on hook and will die quickly. And your power comes back super fast. So if you make a small mess up, like you did in library, which I think happened around here, like when you made this little mistake, you make a mistake, look at your power. You made a mistake here, right? Well, actually, you didn't make a mistake. You took a hit, but look at your power. Look, you could use it right away. You could use it right away again. And in fact, you wait. You see? Okay. Look, here's a mistake. You could use it right away again.
Oh, I'm dumb.
Look how quick it is. You could put it right back. So yeah, don't forget in Nightfall, your power is very forgiving. Outside of Nightfall, it's a different story because it's 10-second cooldown, which is pretty big. Well done. I think it was Sinovel. Well done. For a killer with 500 hours, honestly, that's pretty impressive. Keep in mind, a killer with 500 hours, unless they played Resident Evil 2 Remake, they don't know this map very well. And you actually navigated it pretty well. And the mistakes like going into basement accidentally, you didn't do too many of those. I make more mistakes than that in my normal average Dredge game, so pretty good. Lots of reasons to be optimistic, and lots of plays that were honestly really, really good. So what do you think, chat? Was okay, right? They did really good. And they got 4 kills in the end. You couldn't ask more for that. You can't ask more than that. Yeah.